It's a hot, hot season. Whoa.
Brad, are you there as well?
Yes, I'm sitting right here. Wishing I had
Okay.
your coffee.
yeah. Wake Brad up early. He's out on the West Coast, so it's a very early morning for you, Brad. I appreciate you taking the time to roll yourself out of your bed and take part in the call today.
Well, I've already put 80 stamps on 80 postcards this morning, and they're going in the box today. So I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Right on. And it's funny. I mean, you could actually be building your business while you're on a call, while you're on a training call. If you've got your postcards and your stamps, you could sit down for an hour every Saturday and listen to us and stamp your postcards, or Anyway, so tell me a little bit about yourself, Brad, in terms of your maybe some business experience or what kind of things you've done in the past and kind of what brought you to the Postcard Networker system.
Well, I started out years ago as a video marketer. I was actually referred by a friend of mine in the electronics department at Sears. He said, you should try videos and go on YouTube. And so I started my marketing career pretty much online using videos, but as everybody knows, there's a lot of people out there that get jealous of people when they start to have success, and I pretty much had really good success right out of the gate, and I had 850 videos, and my channel got shut down. So the income dried up immediately, and I went to blogging, and I actually was brought in by Jack, the person we all just listened to, and he's a great guy. I've known him for years. He's a personal friend. He lives in the same state I do. And the minute he sent me the email, like he was talking about, he sent an email to a friend, 4 lines just describing the program. I signed up. I looked at it. About 2 days later, I went, I'm in. I'm upgrading, because I understood exactly what you're doing. And I think so many people miss this key element about this business and this industry is that you must stay with something. You must be consistent. And I think the 5 cards a day is a great way to start, because everybody can do that. Everybody can figure out how to budget that into their life. And what happens is once you have, I think I've enrolled close to 30 people in the first week and a half. And what's happening is they're starting to drop, their postcards, and they're starting to do their little online marketing, with the experience that they do have presently. And so I'm seeing my organization grow not only from my own efforts, but already from the efforts of the people below me. I have received, cards. I've gotten postcards in the mail. I've gotten a check already. I'm excited. I know I have another one coming too. And it's amazing how fast it's happening. But I think what point you hit with the, just be steady be steady and consistent. 5 cards a day. Anybody can do it. It's a simple formula for success. But you also have to get out of the mindset, you're not going to get rich overnight. You're going to do it over time. It's like building a house. You can't put up a house in a day, unless you're going to do a really bad job. So, yeah, you've hit it right on the head, and it's perfect. I just embraced it, and I'm running with it.
Absolutely. And you can't build a house in a day, especially not by yourself, right? So, sharing it with some people and building your team, I think, is as important in this industry as trying to do everything yourself. So obviously, and I wanted to really spotlight today, Brad, yourself and Jack kind of together, because you do have some similarities in terms of the way that you kind of got started. And most of the people, believe it or not, actually on this call got started just through the postcard. Receiving the postcard from myself, kind of starting it out, and then from one of the members. But, as we develop the online system, we've made it a lot easier to refer people and bring them in. So can you just walk me through maybe, your first week? Obviously, you got a check basically immediately. Maybe walk me through some of the things you did to share the business in your first week or two, and why you felt it was important to kind of start getting it out there rather than just waiting.
Well, on my blog, I have featured pages. And then a blog is basically just an online, it's like an online diary. I can talk about anything. but mostly I talk about business because my blog is designed for business. And what I started to do is the first thing I did was I put up a page up there with, a couple other programs that I do promote and I've had for a while, and I put it up there. But I knew that Postcard Marketer would be much more of a draw than the other programs I have there because of the free option. And I think I emphasized that. I wrote a few articles. I got them out, on the blog to get the interest going. And all of a sudden it just started to take. I mean, people just, they saw the articles. They went, man, this thing's free. You got to be kidding me. And they were signing up. And then the people who understand that the commission is just so much better, when you upgrade, the perks as far as the matching cards. I mean, the 3 levels at $20, I think it's 3 levels at $20. There's just so many reasons to upgrade, and it's just such a great price point. That $249, I think, is probably one of the best price points in this industry. So, right away, people just, they just took to it. And I mean, people are calling me now, asking me questions, and then I hang up, and a minute later they're enrolling. So it's just, that's how I got the ball started. And now I'm doing, I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm putting 5 cards in the mail each day, but I'm probably putting a little bit more just to try to get that first batch out the window and get them rolling faster. But I'm going to go back probably to 10. I'll probably do 10, maybe 20 cards a day. That's what my budget will allow for.
Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of the cards, so you said you've got some postcards there as well, and I don't think that you've bought any either, other than just the initial gold upgrade.
Haven't had to pay for a card yet, or leads.
Yeah, and that's. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm gonna need a bigger house. Thanks a lot, Joel.
Yeah, we'll start sending you boxes of them.
That's right. I'll fill up a room. I love it. It's probably one of the best aspects of upgrading. The matching cards, because sometimes, and I don't know, a lot of people don't get this, but you never know who you're sending that postcard to. And years ago, I enrolled a guy, and he started off literally with 5,000 postcards the first week. And the money I made from his efforts was just phenomenal. And so, every time you send out a card, just wish it well and hope it falls in the right lap. And I'll tell you what, you could get somebody under there who could be a shooting star and just propel your business to, just infinite heights. So always send it out with a good thought, and let them roll. Keep them going in the mailbox. That's how you build.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the things you mentioned, so I don't want to get people thinking, oh, I've got to go build a website, or I've got to go build a blog, or I've got to do online marketing. I mean, that's not the point of the call tonight or today. I just want to emphasize that your blog essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, is kind of your way of collecting your friends and followers and business people and people that are, contacting you and kind of like collecting. It's almost like your little Facebook group, right? Or your little business meeting group. That's kind of your location that you use to kind of advertise as well as collect kind of all your team and your followers. Is that kind of a good analogy?
I call it, it's like my internet, it's like my business address online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, it like I said, I can delve into any subject. I can talk about politics, which I rarely do. I can talk about, myself. I can talk about vacations I've taken. But the primary focus of the blog is just about business, of like-minded entrepreneurs looking for a way to make money from home, because the job market is so unstable. At any point in time, it seems like it's just getting harder and harder for people, to make ends meet. So it's there for, it's like I said, it's my business address, on the World Wide Web.
Mm-hmm. So that, I mean, and I just want to kind of relate that back to, people that might not have a website or might not have a blog. That could be the same as their Facebook page. That could be the same as their group of friends on Twitter. That could be the same as their real life friends. If they get together in a coffee shop or whatever, just sharing ideas and sharing education. And I think the importance, and I'm sure you do this on your blog, is not to oversell anything, just to provide the information and let people make their own decisions. Am I on point with that?
You're absolutely. I had in the past, I think I went probably 80-20, where almost everything was a sales page. And what I noticed is a drop in sales. I think it's more about the personal aspect, developing relationships, building those friendships, over time. And so, you have to, you almost have to try to steer away from it. I know your impulse normally is promote, 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 but once you get to a certain point, people just go, man, this guy's always trying to sell me something instead of, telling me his feelings for the day or, where he went last week, or, what I'm saying? You have to balance. It's a fine balance. And I'm still, I'm still learning, 7 years ago, I couldn't even send an email. So, and now I'm building my own sites and have my own hosting companies, and stuff like that. So, I don't recommend everybody do it. The postcards are probably the easiest way to get this thing started. You might even get those, what do they call, sizzle cards? They're like little, really neat compact messages with a website address on them. And, I used to do those. That was another way I used to market, because you can get, 5,000 of those for $89, and you see if you're one of those kind of people that talk to people a lot. Just say, hey, would you, like to earn some extra money? And I've never had anybody say no. So you hand them a card. Don't say any more. Don't oversell it, and let them do their thing. I knew a guy used to hand out probably 1,000 cards a week, and he did 4 or 5 sales every single week, like clockwork. So there's a lot of ways. Just be creative, be consistent.
Yeah. Now, one last thing, if you can. Tell me, how do you feel about the business? I mean, what do you recommend people do? What do you recommend? Like, if they're coming in for free, they're kind of looking at it. I mean, what excites you, or why is it that they should take action in this business versus so many other opportunities that they might have out there?
Well, like I've said earlier, I think you hit it right on the head, Joel. I've known you for years. I mean, when you were still in Canada. And I've always known you as just, a straight shooter, an honest guy, and somebody that knows what he's doing. I mean, if I could say anything to the people on this line, it's like, listen to this guy, believe this call, believe this man. He's going to take us places that, that a lot of businesses promise, but they never deliver. And I think that's, once again, I can't mention enough, be consistent. My goodness, it's like, just be consistent. Whatever marketing you choose, I know Jack is a Backpage master, but a lot of people don't even know what Backpage is. It's a free platform online for advertising, and Jack hits that thing daily, and I mean, he's doing really well. And I blog pretty much daily. I write an article almost every single day. And what I've learned over time is if whatever marketing you choose, it'll work. You just have to be consistent and just continue to do it. And upgrade as soon as you can, you guys. I'm not kidding you. This is, don't waste your time, with the free. Just go right to the upgrade. It's well worth it.
Right on. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, waking up early, sharing with us today, Brad, and I think
Actually, it was an honor, Joel. It was an honor, and I thank you for asking me to talk, because I think you've got a fantastic program here, and I'm excited. I know when we put down the phone, we'll probably see some upgrades. That's even more exciting for them and us. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am just going to mute the call again. Again, I want to give a special thanks to Jack and Brad for taking the time and just sharing a little bit about their story.